Hey y'all, it is Thursday afternoon, the day after Mr. Milton, and already I see stuff that he has messed up. But all in all, I don't think I have anything that I can complain about because I'm alive and my house is still standing. A lot of people can't say that. So I'm just going to do a quick walk around the yard just to see what's messed up, what I need to pull out. Milton, it seems like he's helping me make some decisions on pulling some things out. Everything over here looks pretty good. That doesn't go there. The green stalk withstood Milton. I'm not sure what the max sustained winds were or even what the gusts were that came to our area, but it did get quite windy out there. We did look out the window quite a bit. The beans seem to have taken a beating. See, these leaves are a little tattered, but I still have some blossoms on there, so I will still get some beans. My garden star and my nemesis took a very, very hard beating, and quite a bit of the leaves on the sweet potato vine are tattered. It's worse on the other side because most of the wind was coming from that side, so I'll show you that in a minute. But it's still standing, so I mean, that's better than nothing, I guess. I'm gonna try not to lose my muffler on my microphone. It always falls off when I'm out here. So the second sweet potato vine, the red one, did not fare very well in the storm. It lost a lot of leaves as it works its way up. It's really soggy out here. I don't know if you can hear my boots sloshing in the wind in the water, but oh my gosh, the mulberry looks horrible. But it's okay because it would be starting to go to sleep now anyway in just another couple months. And the moringa took a hard hit. That wind worked something special on it. And this is the other side of the sweet potato vine. And you can see it did not fare well. And the beans and tomatoes that were on this west side of the green stalk did not fare well. But it's okay because I've got some beans that I can replace those with. I doubt that those are going to do much for me, although there are some blossoms on a few of them. I don't think that they're gonna make it. What is this? The okra plants took a beating. The leaves just really couldn't handle that amount of wind. But we're starting to bloom. So I think those guys will be fine. They just need a little bit of reinforcements, and I'll come out here and stake them up a little bit better. I'm seeing some of the same things around behind me that I had to stand up after Helene. This hibiscus took quite a beating. Looks like I'm going to have to come in and chop a lot of stuff way, way down so that it can push some new growth. I did expect more damage from Milton than we got from Helene, so I can't really say I'm shocked about any of this, but it's still very minor damage. Looks like I got some mealybugs helping themselves to the beautyberry, but the beautyberry also took a hit. It's just a lot of windburn is really all I'm seeing so far. I mean, some things are pushed over, but even things that I've gotten tucked way, way back behind in the shade got a lot of windburn. So, wow, look at how thin the beautyberry is. This was so much fuller than this. Just gonna continue to walk. And this is funny because this one doesn't have quite as much windburn as the one that's tucked off in the back. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. All right, and the alternanthera that I just potted seems to have come out okay. I opted to leave most of my weeds in place because they seem to help support some of the plants that otherwise would have been knocked over during Helene. And I'm guessing it helped. Looks like it helped, but you know, didn't save everything. See, my neighbors have had to chop down a lot of their stuff. So this front bed that I've been saying I need to rework, there's no getting through that path today. So we got a lot of cutting back that has to be done. A lot of cutting back. This bed I'm not too upset about because I was planning on taking a lot of it out anyway. It's just a matter of getting around to it, and I guess now I have to get to it a little bit faster than I expected to. Not too bad here. Porterweed didn't make it, but I want it out anyway. These storms just come in and do whatever they want, and this one was a wind maker. We didn't get a whole lot of rain. Got a fair share, but definitely didn't get a whole lot. And there is the corner arbor that I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to get this sweet potato vine out. And you guys can see just how vigorous a sweet potato vine is. That is one plant. One plant. So looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of hammering to the stakes on this arbor. Everything here still looks fine, aside from the ton of weeds. And you can see here my neighbor's Ruellia, how they're all laying down. That storm came in and just really did a number on the plants. Anything fragile took a beating. So glad that I moved the Japanese maple from this spot. I trimmed the copper leaf before the storm. The green buttonwood in the pot is just fine. It's probably very happy that it's gotten so much extra water. The greenhouse is still standing. This greenhouse is an Amazon kit. So, I mean, it was only, I think, $300 for the kit. Not something that I was expecting to have for many, many years. But, I mean, it's withstood a couple of storms now. It made it through the tropical storm force winds of Ian, Helene, and now Milton. And there may have been a couple of other small storms in between there that this little kit has made it through. So I'm not disappointed. I'm actually really, really glad to see that it made it through. The grapevines seem to have withstood the wind nicely. I think being on the east side of the house, they were more protected than some of the other stuff was. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I put those peas in before the storm. They seem to be fine. There's all the stuff that was put on the lanai to save it from blowing away. I planted these mums in the ground just before the storm. They seem to be fine. The bean plants need a little bit of support. Makawa Yatsubusa, my Japanese maple, seems to have made it through fine, although it does have some wind damage. But it's fine. It's fine. It was a little bit more protected than the green cascade, so I just chose to leave that one in place. Salvia is good. I've got a tiny little hydrangea that I am trying to force to grow here. I don't know what hydrangea it is, but I mean, it's been in the ground now for a good year or two. I also have another one over here. Let me check on that one. I have another one back here that needs some iron. That little guy there. Hydrangeas don't do well here. It's too hot and humid all year, and they don't like that. The corn took a beating. I may have to replant that corn. But I'm working on these hydrangeas. I'm trying to trick them into living here and being happy. We'll see. The farfugium took a beating. I did cut quite a bit of it back before the storm, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. I'm going to do a quick walk around because I see some things that I'm not happy about, like my honeysuckle. Looks like I've lost it. I'm going to probably have to cut that back. But this clerodendron took a major beating. I'm trying to hide from the sun, keep it out of the camera, but it's not really working much. Let's see what else. The weeds out here seem to have protected a lot of the stuff in the center bed. More wind damage. Seems like wind damage is my biggest issue here. The orchids in the tree have survived. They didn't get knocked loose. Hello. Good. Oh no, my clerodendron lost a lot of leaves. That one lost a lot of leaves. And the flowers are beat to hell. Let's walk around this side and see. It's a little shady over here. Lots of wind damage. privet cassia is doing well. It didn't fall over this time because I staked it after Helene, and it made it. It does need to be tightened up a little bit. My honeysuckle has completely toppled over. The Vitex has a lot of wind damage as well to the leaves. It's not looking good, but it's going to survive. I'll just come out here and just cut it all the way back. The Durantas don't seem to care. And I don't know. Doesn't look too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. The Lespedeza is always one to take a beating. It always looked horrible after a storm. I know Ian was the worst on it. I'm going to try to stand this pot up without getting stabbed. That seems to be the statement that I make every time I do one of these walk-arounds after a storm. That bougainvillea just doesn't want to stand up. The storms just topple it. I'm not interested in getting stabbed by a bougainvillea. They're worse than a rose thorn. So lots of wind damage, guys. Lots of wind damage. I'm going to have to do a lot of cutting back in this coming week. I really need to try to get as much of it done on this weekend because our yard waste day is Monday. I'm going to cut the Lespedeza all the way back. I'll cut the Lespedeza all the way back and it will flush new growth. No problem. This is a purple basil that wasn't happy out here. The Lespedeza looks pretty good on this side. It's just the exposed sides that got whipped left and right. Let's see, what was this? This is a salvia. It's been needing to come out, but I just was leaving it because it was still blooming and the pollinators are loving it. So now that it's done, I'll go ahead and pull it out since the storm has done what it did. But look at how depressing this Vitex looks. The pond plants need to be trimmed back. They've been needing a trim for a while. I may have to take this out. Cassie is so loose in its hole. Poor honeysuckle. See, I can't tell. And it looks like one leg is broken off. It doesn't look like it just slid out of the ground. It looks like it broke off. So I'm gonna have to dig the honeysuckle up. This is so depressing. And this, I think, is the heavy hitter okra. It is producing. If you can see those little fruits there and flowers. That's going to be a nice pop of color in just a couple days in the midst of all the chaos. So that's the damage that I've gotten in the garden after Hurricane Milton. Like I said, what we're seeing is absolutely nothing compared to some of the county residents just 20 miles west of us. The flooding out in Naples and in Fort Myers and in Cape Coral is really like life threatening. I mean, people have lost their homes, and those that didn't lose their homes lost a lot of their belongings, and they've got to start all over. So I can't complain. My heart goes out to them because they really have to start all over. And all I have to do is come out here and cut back some plants. It's a lot of work ahead, guys, but it is what it is. Gardening in South Florida. Zone 10A, Collier County. We dodged Hurricane Milton. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you with a more upbeat video coming soon. Bye.